sides of the map. Spawning in the bottom, we have the yellow Zerg player from Team Russian Universe of Warhammer. It is HyDrA.
And at the top, it is our Protoss player from Denmark, from Eastern Wizards, Snovski.
It damn right is.
Oh yeah. Actually, it's fun because Denmark is to the north, where Snovski is now on the map, and Portugal to the south.
Yeah.
So we have a very geographically accurate distribution of the players over our map.
Yes, we do. I was in fact just about to point that out, but I figured that I would let you be the smart guy.
Thank you, Valador.
Alright, so this map is actually quite good for hatch first, because there's not a lot of easy to cannon location at the natural base. Unless your opponent builds a gateway there, you can definitely go for a 15 hatch as a Zerg player. And you should, because there's not a lot that the Protoss player can do about that, especially if he's opening with a gateway or what looks to be Nexus first into a gateway on the side of Snovski. It looks like HyDrA is going to try and go for that hatchery, but there is a probe here from Snovski. Oh, nice! HyDrA waited until Snovski moved that probe, but he still won't be able to get that hatch down quite yet.
Right, of course, HyDrA does not have the minerals to put down an hatch. Oh, but there we go, even a pylon block. So that's going to take a while before HyDrA can throw down his natural. We could see maybe he's bold and says, well, I'll take my third instead. But that's, of course, a very risky move, especially on this map where the third is so open and so hard to defend.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be taking a third there, however. This was in part a fake-out, as HyDrA, once the probe has left the main base, HyDrA did throw down a spawning pool, so even if this pylon were to finish, which really Snovski could not do since he's going for a Nexus first, and he just cannot afford to dump 100 minerals into a pylon block right there, then he could have built Lings even if the pylon had finished, and just kill it really quickly and then just double expand if he wanted to. So Snovski went ahead and rescouted the main base. He now is aware of the spawning pool. 6 Lings once again are on the way. Let's see if Snovski will be a little bit less lucky and HyDrA more lucky than in the previous game. Because in the previous game, the defense was very, very good for Snovski. And again, he's currently boosting out that Zealot. He did see those Lings skirting past that probe, and this time he does not have a probe there on the top of the ramp to put down a blocking pylon in case those Lings...
the Zealot's going to be out on time. It's going to be very... Oh, it popped out on the wrong side!
Oh my goodness!
Where's it going?
Oh, he's going to try to defend the mineral line, but
yeah, these Lings defended the front, I guess.
Yeah, these Lings are not going to do all that much. This is the perfect amount of probes you need to have filled with the Zealot, and with the 2 Zealots out, Snovski is defended. He can use one to block the choke, and the other one to chase the Lings if he wants to, or he can chase with both of them. But so far he hasn't lost a single. Oh, there we go. Lost one probe. He's going to lose another one. But this is still a pretty successful opening. Third base going down for HyDrA.
Zergling's running in.
Yeah, but there is this is a nuisance for Snovski here right now, because HyDrA is going to be a little bit obnoxious. But with the Mothership Core and the Stalker, these Lings will not live for very long. Now HyDrA does have a third base finished. That's the big deal. So he's trying to counter once again what his opponent is doing.
Yes, he's keeping all of these units, including the Mothership Core, occupied in his enemy's base, so he can take a third and feel relatively safe about it.
Yeah, we see the late gases going down at 6:20 or 6:15. Usually you see those gases go down at like 5:30 or something like that. That's pretty much the latest time that you throw those down. So this is a little bit delayed because that third was so early. And this time it's going to be a different game. There's a Stargate coming up for Snovski. As he's pressuring the third base, he may get a queen here.
Yeah, actually, I think he might even get the base. I mean, there's not really any units in production for HyDrA at this point.
Well, we have 14 Lings coming out in a short amount of time, but they don't have speed. So Oh, the queen is going to die. It's off creep. Nope,
Ah,
gets away.
so close.
It was-
Not enough energy for a transfuse though, so the queen better keep running.
Yeah, she better do that. The third base is still under attack. Nice time warp there, slowing down those Zerglings. Yeah, now they're on creep, and the Protoss has to kite back. There are no pylons here. This is not a 3-gateway attack as we have seen in the previous game. This is a Stargate follow-up, so no sustained aggression coming out of Snovski here, which, you know, I think that if he did go with the 2 additional gateways instead of that Stargate and had a pylon here, it would have been GG maybe already.
Maybe,
just like in the previous game.
Wow, and we see HyDrA now going for a lot of lings, whereas just now he was making more drones, but now he feels, well, maybe this aggression is going to continue, so he builds a lot more lings.
Yeah, but he's not seeing any more units being added on to this force, so he should go back to drones after these lings pop. He should feel fairly safe. There's a lair coming up. I wouldn't be surprised if HyDrA goes straight for Hydralisks, actually, because we don't have a Roach Warren down yet. Just a single evolution chamber. Oh, there's the Roach Warren. Okay, so he's getting the Roach Warren together with the lair. He can still go for roaches and roach speed, +1 missile attacks if he wants to. Where is that Oracle? Oh, it's in the main base killing a queen. Wow. At the third, excuse me.
Oh, now it's killing a hatchery.
That's not the best use of your energy, Mr. Oracle.
Nope, not exactly.
There we go. Gets 1, 2, 3 drones. Already has 5 kills, actually. One of those being a queen, so...
But now there's some lings knocking at the front, but the front is completely walled off with pylons.
Yep.
But of course now, HyDrA, oh, Stargate. Of course, you already did know that because of the Oracle, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and there's the Hydralisk then. +1 carapace, actually, instead of +1 missile attack, so he definitely wants to... I mean, it's always good to get the carapace if you're planning on building a lot of lings. Because the Protoss player will be getting the +1 attack upgrade eventually at some point in the game, which we see right now ticking away at the Forge, so you want to have that carapace to cancel that out. The Oracle making another flyby, this time at the natural base. The Smoke Roller has not finished yet, so the Oracle could do some damage, but it's just idling in the air for now.
Oh, and now it comes in, but it's too late because, bam! Smoke Roller finishes. Will scare off the Oracle, or actually will kill it.
Yep. This is, you know, it's always worth to do this. It's always worth it. People kind of compare the Oracle to Wings of Liberty Hellions. No matter... I mean, if you produce like 8 or 10 Hellions, you run them into the Zerg base, you can sacrifice those Hellions because that's 800 minerals, but if you can kill 10 workers with those 800 minerals, it always pays off. Because you're always going to have minerals, you're not sacrificing gas. Similar thing goes for the Oracle. If that Oracle, you know, it costs 150, 150, if that one Oracle is able to kill 8 or 10 drones, you don't mind the losses, really.
No. Alright. Alright, see the first bunch of HyDRAs now out. And actually, HyDrA is clearing a shortcut on the map to attack his opponent through a shorter ground route. Oh, actually, he leaves the rocks just barely alive. Maybe he wants to attack. The Phoenix is with his HyDrA.
Yep, he gets one. Still 4 of those are alive. Oh, loses one more there due to miss micro. Might lose another one. Oh!
Ooh.
Snovski being a little bit sloppy here now. There are a lot of Lings and HyDRAs out on the field, and we don't yet... oh, actually, we have the first Colossus out already. No Thermal Lances yet, but the second Colossus coming out. There are a lot of force fields, which will keep those... Colossi alive. Nice walls starting to be constructed here by Snovski. When he walls that off completely, then this third base is practically unassailable. He may even decide to throw down the rock tower here to protect the third base even further. And this is what's so difficult about this map for Zergs. It's so good for defensive play on the side of Protoss. You're going to have a really tough time as a Zerg player breaking this third base.
Alright, but these gateways are in danger of being attacked by the HyDRAs, but they get scared off by the Colossi, who very nearly have thermal lance.
Yeah, very nearly have, and that's going to make the effectiveness of their laser beams that much higher. Now there's the 4th base coming up for HyDrA. What I'm really worried about for him is that he just has a really bad composition.
Oh, here comes the Spire.
Yeah, here's the Spire, so he might be planning on adding on Corruptors here and just play Roach HYDRA Corruptor. You can try and do that, but it usually does not pan out that well versus Protoss. Usually just does not.
Kind of depends on the positioning you get with the Corruptors
Yep.
versus the Colossi.
Yeah, that's true. And on this map, I just don't see that working on this map. I mean, there's a lot of terrain you can abuse with the air units, but it's better to have something like Broodlords to do that instead of just Corruptors, because Corruptors you have to support with your ground army. I don't really see that working. I mean, sure, you can drive the Colossi back a little bit, prevent them from frying your Lings, but then you can't use the Lings to approach the tall army.
Speaking of frying the Lings, we saw some Lings poking around, seeing what they could get done, but wasn't much. And earlier I saw Snovski's Phoenixes float over the Spire, so Snovski is very aware of the fact that HyDrA has a Spire up right now.
Yep. Definitely is, but he's pushing out right now. He's got 4 Colossi, 2 Immortals, a lot of sentries with accumulated energy here. He's going to have almost an infinite amount of force fields. This map is all choked up. There are ramps everywhere, so that makes the force fields extremely effective versus the Zerg forces in any kind of fight. And the Corruptors are coming out onto the field, but a little bit too late to the party. There are 3 in production, 0 on the field right now. That's not going to be enough to bring down 4 Colossi quickly enough for this army to be able to kill the ground forces, or the remaining ground forces. Good positioning here for HYDRA as we do come in. The force fields come in way too late, but they do section off a large portion of the army. Double time warp going down as well. And now that Snovski has stabilized in this fight, he has the control, and look at this. This army is going to get absolutely demolished. Still 3 Colossi remaining on the ground, and there's absolutely nothing HYDRA has to compete with this firepower.
No, HYDRA spent his entire bank trying to remax as many of his units, but he didn't get to max again. He's only at 160 now against 180 of Snovski, who's moving into the 3rd base in action. HYDRA is actually already sacrificing, giving up the 3rd base, saying, well, you're going to kill this anyway, I might as well retreat to my 4th base, which will then be 3rd, of course. And here we go. Stalker's blinking forward. Here's another big attack, but the force fields, actually not that good this time.
Yeah, and there's not that many of them remaining, but the firepower of the Colossi is keeping this army alive for the time being. Everything else pretty much is just the meat shield.
Too much stuff.
Too much stuff, exactly. Too much Protoss. Yeah, and now the Protoss army is in the heart of the Zerg territory, and we will probably see HYDRA resentfully tapping out of the game in a couple of seconds here, as there is nothing more that he can do. There's the GG, well played, and Snovski moves on to play versus the winner of the 2nd match in a moment.